The legendary beast Captain America has stormed his way into the secret sanctuary. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sanctuary. So I have kind of a storied history with this piece. I ordered him when he first went up for pre-order, and I was kind of excited about it. And not too long after, I panicked a little bit because years ago I had ordered the XM Honorary, which was a quarter scale Captain America in a very similar pose. And I kind of got burnt on that piece. It was kind of expensive for the time. And by the time I decided to sell it, the market price had plummeted to like 50% of what I had paid. And so I panicked and I canceled my pre-order on this one. And the years went by, and then Legendary Beast put up the Thor for pre-order. And I loved the Thor, and I loved the story base. And so I pre-ordered it and loved that piece. I think it's awesome. And then they put up Hulk. 1/3 Hulk with that rage portrait. And I pre-ordered that. And so then I realized I got to go back. I've got to get this Captain America because it was a small edition size. It was only $388. This Legendary Beast Avengers line is only getting more popular. This is going to be in demand. And then Art Statue Collector started posting pictures of Captain America and Thor together, and they looked amazing. So I finally went back, found one of these guys, and picked it up. Let's take a look at him. Okay, so you guys are probably already familiar with this piece, but it's 33 inches tall, 1/3 scale, of course. He has lots of switch outs. He's got 2 torsos, 2 portraits. There's arm switch outs, there's shield switch outs. It's crazy. This portrait seems very Alex Ross inspired to me, which isn't a surprise. Jay at LBS is a huge Alex Ross fan, and I love that portrait. I think it's fantastic. This is the configuration, by the way, that I'll be displaying him as. I'll show you all the others, but this is what it's going to look like in my display next to Thor down here on the bottom shelf. So lots of talk about this base. This is one of the only Legendary Beast bases, at least in this line, that is not a story base. It doesn't have all these relief sculptures down here telling different stories about the character. It's just this eagle head on a basic base. It's actually kind of nice because it makes it a little bit easier to fit him next to Thor. I'm not sure I could fit 2 story bases on my 36-inch wide shelf there. It's an interesting paint application. It's not really glossy. You know, you see a lot of statues have a gloss to them. There's like a reflectivity to the light. The LBS ones that I've seen so far anyway are pretty flat. They don't have that reflectivity. I guess the pants do a little bit, but definitely not his shirt. How's that for a profile? It's really, really nice. I love the clenched fists at his side, the detail down to the laces on his boots. It's really, really nice. Let me show you the base from all sides. It's interesting, I've never seen this before, I don't think, but he keys in on this foot. But there's also a hole under this foot, even though there's not a peg. So that allows you to, if for some reason you did not want to have this eagle head out front, you can turn him around and display this as the front of the base, and then you won't have that eagle. So this is a clean shield. I think there's 3 shields altogether. 2 of them are clean. I think one's more weathered and dirty. This one I bought, secondhand, so it's not flawless. There's a few tiny flaws, like on the pants here. There's this little flaw there. and the base is not perfect. There's just some scratches, things like that. But I got a fair price, and it's not a piece that you can return at this point. I didn't buy it from XM, but it's worth it. For what I paid, I'm totally fine with super minor flaws. There's no problem with the figure itself, except for that one tiny flaw in the pants that I showed you. I love the intensity in his eyes. Looks really cool. Got that scalloped shirt going on. Great musculature. Pouches on the belt. Some people hate the pouches on the belt. I've got no problem with them at all. A little canteen there. Stitching down the pants. He looks really good. So Art Statue Collector recently uploaded a video on the Iron Man in this series coming out, and he was able to show all four characters, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, and Iron Man, on a shelf next to each other. And they just look amazing. Basically, you're getting classic representations of these characters. Some people will quibble about certain things that LBS has done that are not classic. The pouches will probably be one of those things. That doesn't bother me. If Jay at LBS has a vision that slightly tweaks the classic, I hear people complaining about the knees on Iron Man. I personally could not care less about the knees on Iron Man. But I'm fine with Jay Sia's interpretation of these characters. I think he's doing an amazing job. All right, let's switch him out a little bit. All right, so this is the other portrait. He has a chin strap here, and rather than the wings that kind of come out the sides of each side of his head, it's just flat against his head. The face itself looks very similar, but he's looking pretty much straight forward rather than looking up as he did in the other portrait. The other difference, and I'm a little nervous about this, so instead of the shield on his back, I have the shield in his left hand, but the magnet is not great. It wants to come out. So I'm not going to display this. I'm going to have the shield on his back. But that's a little worrisome. So that needs a stronger magnet. In fact, I'm going to take that off right now. All right. And then, so by taking the shield off the back, it leaves a hole there where the peg goes. So they give you this star in its place, which looks great. Very cool. All right, and I'm going to show you the third shield. All right, so here he is with the shield in his right hand, and the magnet's really good on this one. No worries here. It probably makes more sense in his right hand anyway. I'll be honest, the reason that I am displaying him with the shield on his back is that the shield, I think, covers up too much of the sculpt, and I want to see Captain America. So that's why I'm having the shield on his back in my display, but having it in his right hand like this is so iconic. I can totally understand why some collectors would display him like this. It looks great, no doubt about it. I mean, I'm going to be viewing him most of the time from this couch. So I'm going to be seeing like this angle of him. So I would just prefer to have the shield on the back. What about you guys? If you already have this, or if you're thinking about it, how would you display him? Shield on the left hand, shield on the right hand, or shield on his back? All right, let's switch out to the other torso. All right, so the only real reason for this switch out torso is so that you can have this right hand pointing, which is a cool option if you want that. I'm not going to use this because frankly on this bottom shelf down here where he's going to be, somebody would brush by that finger and knock it right off. So I'm not going to use this configuration, but it's a really nice one. I've got the straight ahead looking portrait on here because it wouldn't make much sense for him to be looking up while pointing forward. The good news is, while this left arm did not have a strong enough magnet on the other torso, it's very strong on this one. So I have no fear of using this left arm with shield with this particular torso. So it's a really nice option. Now when Iron Man goes up for pre-order, I think that's going to be pretty soon. That also has a switch out torso, but it's an option. So you'll have two versions. You'll have a regular version with a single torso and two portraits, and a Premier Edition, I think they're calling it, with two torsos and 5 portraits. So if you don't want to spend the money, if you like the configuration of the first torso and the 2 portraits provided, maybe that's all you need and you can save some money. But if you like that switch out torso and some of those extra portraits, you'll have to pony up the cash. Although I find Legendary Beast pricing to be quite reasonable compared to some other 1/3 scale manufacturers. I haven't decided which version I'm going to get yet. I'm definitely buying Iron Man, but I'm not sure if I'll get the regular or the Premier. This is a neat option. I love that. Look at that from straight ahead, pointing right at you. That's pretty cool. Here's a quick look at how these two pieces look together. And man, I think they pair so well. He must have planned this out. I mean, just their poses, where they're looking. I love these two together. I think they just look fantastic. And Iron Man's going to look so good too next to them. Just awesome. It just occurred to me, maybe I'm an idiot, but the pointing pose is very much like the Uncle Sam poster from World War I, the I Want You, which I think is really cool. If that's what they were going for. It really works. So this is the part where I tell you whether I think you should buy this statue. I think you can tell from this review. It's a thumbs up from me. If you have any other piece in the line, Thor or Hulk on order, or if you're going to order the Iron Man, this is just a no-brainer. It's a really, really nice piece. Again, it's a small edition size, only 388. I think Thor was twice that. Hulk is more than that, and I don't know what Iron Man will be. There was a rumor going around that LBS would be doing another Captain America, since we're seeing story bases on the other releases. They will have to do another one with a story base to match the others. And also, because this was such a small edition size, they'd have to do another one to accommodate customers who didn't get this. I talked to Jay about Captain America. He has so many statues planned out, now with the DC license as well. He doesn't foresee another Captain America in the next decade. So this is it, guys. If you want a Captain America for your LBS display, this is your only option. And I think he's really going to be in demand. So definitely keep your eye out for him. That's all I got, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry it's late. I was going to do it last week, but a couple of other pieces came in and those hadn't been reviewed before, so I thought I'd do those first. But I'll see you soon on Facebook. I'll see you on Statue Forum and at a convention near you and on Rogues Gallery Live. Take care, guys. Have a good night.